Greetings, people of CONvergence. I'd like to tell you a story to start with. It's not a long story, thankfully, so I'm not going to keep you with this for too long before you actually hear something hit a drum. But this was last spring of 2018. We were in Como Park doing something for the St. Paul Nagasaki Sister City Committee, their Cherry Tree Festival. We do it every other year. And WCCO showed up. And they decided to video the event. They got us drumming. They put it on Facebook and on their website and on the news that night. And that was great. And we went and we looked at the comments. And one of the comments was, "Strange and distracting." Now, I don't know how many of you get into performance art at all or know performance artists who maybe feel things when they get feedback. And I don't know what everyone might have thought when they got the feedback, strange and distracting. But what we said was, yeah. We're having that. We're going to put it on a poster. So, we are Harisen Daiko, and we welcome you to Strange and Distracting Taiko. So, everyone gathered in the room, who here has seen Taiko before? Hands. Okay, there's the people with standards. Take notes back there. You could be trouble. Who's seen us play before? They're going to be all right. Who's seen us play before but not here at CONvergence? Ooh, okay, super fans. We love you extra special more. So another thing I want to remind you before we get started is we like it when you make noise. You'll see when we're up here playing, we'll be shouting at each other, for each other, supporting each other, making loud noises. This isn't, oh yeah, like that. This isn't like your usual arts events where you sit quietly and then at the end you politely clap. No, you can abandon all of the Minnesota training you've ever had and just make a ton of noise. Pretend it's louder than most rock concerts. But anyway, the point is we want you to make noise because we get energy from that. We want to feel that you're having a good time too, so please let us hear it. And not only does that make us feel good and give us energy, it reassures us that with all these lights in our face that you haven't all got up and left. So the first song we're going to play for you is called Yui. Yui was written by Ryo Shimamoto, who led his own little taiko group, quite like ours, for about 15 years. It was called Shippuuchi Daiko, before he became a professional instructor and solo artist. And he goes around now teaching workshops, and Yui is one of the songs that he teaches. And he encourages the people who learn Yui from him to kind of make it their own and kind of like adopt it and add their style to it. And that's where we picked it up. One of our members went to one of these workshops and picked up Yui. And now, we're going to lay it down for you.
Excuse me. Catch my breath. So, as Christopher introduced, that last song was Yui. I'm here to introduce the next song. The song is entitled Hey, and this is an original piece that I wrote for the group. Wait to applaud to it until the end. There was no vision for this song necessarily. It was more, I thought about the songs I liked, and I kind of put them all in a blender and said, yeah, this sounds pretty cool. So it kind of has all the things that I liked in a song. It's got fast parts, really powerful hitting. It's got kind of slow, quiet stuff, and everything in between. It has, the players in these strong poses, and at the other time, they're kind of moving around and doing cool arm wavy stuff. So, it looks like we're all set up. So, this is Hey. Hope you enjoy it.
right, I am responsible for this next piece, and I'm going to begin with a bit of a story. A little over a year ago, a friend of mine gave me some music because I'm terrible about actually learning about music unless people give it to me. And among the music pieces that were on this compilation was this one soundtrack that I just kept listening to again and again. It was about this video game I had never heard of called Witcher 3. And I'm behind, guys. And so that, of course, led to me playing the game, furthering my obsession, which, of course, naturally led to the conclusion that this needs more Taiko. Which is what I then did. So we went ahead and asked CD Projekt Red if they would be cool with us doing a medley of Witcher 3, and they're like, yeah, cool. I was like, you guys are the best. And so, without further ado, please enjoy our medley of my favorite songs from Witcher 3.
thank you. That last song, coincidentally, turns out that was written by me too. That one was entitled Nox Saltatus, which I'm sure everyone remembers Latin. Just falls, you can't live without it, can you? So it translates as the night dances. Kind of the idea being we have these two people on pairs of drums dancing together, dancing around the drums, that kind of thing. Just to give you, a visual if you need it. So, this might seem like an odd question for a convention, but do we have any anime fans in the audience? Yeah, I kind of suspected. So this next song, which happens to be written by Marit, right there. So specifically, Attack on Titan, anyone? So this was, apparently she watches she plays too many video games, she watches too many movies. And this is what we end up with. So I'm going to stop talking so you can watch. This is Tonderu. Thank you.
Hi. So, you'll pardon me a moment, I'm a little out of breath. So if you're interested in making loud noises, Harisen would be looking to acquire some new drummers this fall. Now, if you're interested in making loud noises, as we do on this stage and on other stages where we perform, there are two things that you need to do. The first thing is to get in contact with us, and do so via some electronic media that we can put on a to-do list, because if you just say it to us today, you're probably not going to remember. We may not remember. You'd be wasting your time. But do, reach out to us, get in touch. The second thing you have to do is be patient. The second thing is be patient because we're not doing this again until the fall. And last time I checked, it was still July. And we haven't worked out the vetting process entirely yet, but we're always looking for enthusiastic people who are interested in Taiko. We want to spread this stuff around. That's why we show up here. This is why we show up at community events and cultural festivals. So if you're interested, please do reach out to us. However, I expect by now, you're probably ready for something weird. Well, by gods, you shall have it.
High in the halls of the kings who are gone, Jenny would dance with her ghosts. The one she had lost and the one she had found, and the ones who loved her the most.
All right. This is why we can't do Game of Thrones anymore. Every time we play this thing, folk just end up dead. And bloody Lannisters. But anyway, so we're not going to be playing any more Game of Thrones. No, that's final, that's done, that's decided. Let's hear no more about it. And now for something completely different.
Did somebody say spam?
I told you once.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
When?
Last year.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did.
Run away. Run away. Run away. Run away.
And now for something completely the same.
Harisen Daiko, your normal geek taiko troupe, about to put on what they expect will be an entirely typical performance. But what you're about to see will be anything but typical, anything but normal. Because unbeknownst to them, they have just passed over into the Twilight Zone.
Give me some of that wine. There was supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom. Abracadabra!
That's a heat. Bodies everywhere.
Dead. All dead. This is exactly what I was talking about. I mean, it's like I'm Elrond and we're talking the ring up here. All right. Well, actually, this is probably a better ending than the showrunners gave you. Okay, all right, fair enough. But that is very much beside the point, but because everyone's dead, I mean, we've got no choice. We've got to okay, you're not dead, but everyone else is, all right, you don't look dead either, but you look like you're ailing, so we'll go with that. But there's nothing to do now but reboot. Yeah, that. So maybe something less dark, right? You know, something a little less ominous, certainly less fatal, if at all possible, right? So that would be good. Something lighter, something more uplifting, something more positive. No! Not that. I mean, nobody has to be that positive. It's not good for you. What I mean is something less grim, something fun, something fuzzy. Muppets. Give me Muppets! Do that.
Why do we always come here? I guess we'll never know. It's like a kind of torture to have to watch the show.
And now let's get things started.
It's time to get things started.
On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, conversational, this is what we call a Muppet Show.
So, what do you think? I know, it's not every day you see a grown man toss his cabbages. What?
Fine.
So, if you snapped pictures or took video today, do share it with us on Twitter or Facebook, or even drop us an email. We'll share the snot out of it, but I want to stress this now. Actual mucilage content is not required. But speaking of Facebook, that's where you can figure out what we're going to be doing next, when we're going to be playing next at any time. That's where we keep our most up-to-date calendar. So we're going to be doing things, again, later this month on the 21st on Nicollet Island for Sister Cities Day. We're going to be at People Fest in Eden Prairie and at Obone in Como Park in August. And then we'll be at the Normandale Japanese Garden for their Normandale Japanese Garden Festival in September. So we'll be doing all that, so you can come and see us then. But if you want to know what might crop up in the cracks, please do like us, follow us on Facebook. It'll fill you in on all the things we promise. It's not going to overload you too much. And as ever, if you have questions, please feel free to gravitate up to the front of the stage. We'll have some people up here who can answer your questions and talk about hitting things with sticks for fun and profit and all that good stuff. Again, thank you, CONvergence, and we hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday at Con.